Hello, welcome to my second video on this YouTube channel. This video will mark the start of a series where I'm going to be documenting my PC flipping journey as I build and sell computers on my local marketplace. And what I'm going to do in this series is show you everything I do in order to flip computers, and hopefully you can learn something from what I do. And alongside this series, I will also be making in-depth tutorials and videos explaining concepts that you'll need to know if you're interested in starting PC flipping yourself. But I'm hoping that this video can be a good introduction for you so that you can understand how I do things and hopefully learn a thing or two from it. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to basically show all of my inventory, everything I'm working on right now, the computers I have on hand right now, and explain what I'm going to do with them. So the first two computers I have are this Alienware and this custom computer. These are both fully ready to go. The only thing I would need to do would be install Windows on them. This Alienware right here I got for about $1,500, and I'm looking to sell it for about $1,800, and I got this open box. This one over here is obviously custom build, so there's a whole bunch of combinations of parts in here. That's a 3080. I got it on eBay for $400. It's paired with a Ryzen 7 5800X, which I also got on eBay for $70 in a batch of 4. So I got 4 of them for $70 each, but unfortunately 2 of them right here are broken, so I'm going to have to return those. That's what I'm going to do after I finish recording today. So yeah, that's in there. And then the RAM is just 32 gigabytes, and I got that brand new off Newegg. The motherboard I got on Amazon Warehouse for $115, and then the cooler is the NZXT Kraken 360 from their new lineup, and I got that for around $70 locally as well. It's all inside the IQ 5000D case, and the only problem with this one is it's got this little scuff here, but that's not something I can really fix, so unfortunately I just have to live with it. And then inside of here I've got one of these power supplies. I got 2 of these at the same time. Cooler Master MWE Gold 850V2, and it's fully modular, of course. I've added cable extensions from Asia Horse 16AWG. I'll make a video about cable extensions at some point, but it's also got a 1TB Team Group MP44L inside, which is, I think it's a Gen 4 drive with maybe DRAM. I'm not sure. I think it does have DRAM, but I've also got this little stupid, it doesn't even have anything on the back, but it's just a USB-C card, because for some reason, even being a Strix board and being so expensive, this board for some reason does not come with a USB-C header. So in order for this board to work, I had to buy that card for $20. But this build I was able to put together for around $1,050, and I want to sell it for about $1,400 because it's white and it looks nice and everything. You can see, like, I took some really nice photos of this. I'll put those on the screen, but it doesn't do it justice, honestly, from the camera. So these are the 2 computers I have on hand right now that are ready to sell. I've also got this one right here, which you can't really see inside right now because it's not on. I'll turn it on real quick. It's got a 3080 FTW3 and a 5800X as well. This is where the other one is. This isn't even a computer I'm intending to sell. It's just a testing rig for the 5800X, because since these 2 died, I needed to test the other 2 pretty hard to make sure they are not going to die as well, which I stress tested them for 2 days straight and there were no issues whatsoever. So pretty sure those are good, which is nice. It's got 32 gigs of RAM as well, and a 700 watt high power HP1 power supply. Those are some of the parts I have on hand as well. Another Kraken 360 that I picked up locally with the other one over there. And it's inside an H7 Flow case from NZXT, but unfortunately, I should have known whenever I picked this up for like $40 that it was gonna have something wrong with it. And of course it had a dent right here, which means I can't really sell it for like $1,400, which would have been my target for a 3080 build. So that's kind of useless, and I just like to use it now for test rigs and stuff like that. So alongside this, I've also got a Lian Li SFF case in there, and I've got a couple other ITX cases, 3 ITX cases behind this computer right here. This is a case that I got for $6 on my local marketplace, and it's missing the front panel, so I just taped on a dust filter there, and inside there I've got like a 2nd gen i3 system, which I'd just use if I ever needed some emergency backup computer. So that thing's useless. But on the more modern side of things, I've got 3 ASRock B450M AC R2.0s. Those are AM4 motherboards, obviously. One of them's in here right now, but the other 2 are just sitting in the box. I've got this Cooler Master power supply, which I've already went over, and then I've got these liquid coolers here. This one's in use right now, but I'm keeping the box because I'll need to put it back in the box after I take apart the computer that has the 5800X for testing. This is a FrostFlow X240 from ID Cooling, and unfortunately it did not come with the AM4 mounting hardware. I don't remember the prices on all of these, but they were about $30 to $50 each. This is a cooler that's really nice. It's the Lee & Galahad 2, and I got that for probably like 70-ish. I can't remember. And below it is the Deepcool LT720. So those are my liquid coolers right now, plus obviously the NZXTs that I have in builds right now. I think liquid cooling is really valuable to put into high-end builds because all the people who want to buy high-end computers really like to see that for some reason. So I've also in here, I got a power supply tester, some really old Xeons, and I think that's an i3 530 right there, so that's not very good. Some old graphics cards I just use for testing, and then a couple more power supplies in the back. I've got an SF750 right there, and that's an old Dell power supply. Well, it's not really old, but it's from my Alienware that I used to use. And then I've got some case fans here, and an Alienware liquid cooler, and then like an old Xeon liquid cooler. And that's really about it. In the back, I've got a bunch of air coolers that are like missing mounting hardware or something that I got locally. And behind them, I think I have another power supply back there. And I've got some old cable extension combs in these boxes and one set of blue cable extensions in one of those. This box right here I really like. It is basically my PC building box. On top of it, I have a cable management box. What this is, it's full of zip ties and all that sort of stuff. Inside of here is basically everything I would ever need. We got thermal paste, a little old McDonald's card from like 2012. That's just for scraping off thermal paste. Tape, double-sided tape. I got screws in this box and like slot covers, just everything like that. A little speaker down there you can see. I got USB drives under all those tools, but these are just tools I use, like my big screwdriver. I've got a little screwdriver up here as well with a whole bunch of different attachments and stuff I can do to use it with a whole bunch of different types of screws. But this is like my heavy duty screwdriver, I guess, for the harder to twist screws. And yeah, this box is really where I just have all my tools and all the little tiny things that I might need. For more of the performance parts, I've got in here my RAM, so I've got some ECC DDR3 and some old DDR3 back there. But these kits are currently empty because they're in that build right there. But underneath that, I've got this kit. This might fall out. Okay, it's not. So I got two of these for, I think it was $30 each. Yeah, so those were pretty nice, but because they're RGB, and that total is 32 gigs, so I'll put that in a build at some point. If I could move this real quick. Below it, I've got SSDs, so I've got this, I think this is 2 terabytes right here, a 970 Evo Plus, and then some of my game drive right here where I test my games on. Keep them installed there. That's a really nice tip. Don't install your games on every single computer, just plug in a SATA drive for every single one and use the same downloads so you don't have to re-download them. CPUs below here, I think I just got a 5600 and a 5600X because my other two are right there and they're broken. And then my other two are in systems right now. And those are 5800Xs. Right here, just some random PCIe cards. This is a USB card, I don't need to get it out. That in the back is a Corsair hub, so nothing too important. This box I'm selling with my white computer. It comes with the accessories and everything. Below that I got nothing, and then down here are some really old case fans. So yeah, that's just about everything I have in this room right now, and obviously parts fluctuate as time goes. I use more, I buy more, and everything. So I actually also completely forgot an entire computer I have right now when I was recording this. I had it in another room. Basically, I've been using this for like a couple months and it's really gotten dusty on the inside. It needs cleaned. That's the next step I have to do in this whole process with this computer. But it's got a 6800 XT from Dell in there and a 3700X for the CPU. I'll probably put a 5800X in there instead, and one of those 240s for the cooler because I tried listing it like a couple months ago and it never sold, so I just took it down and I've been using it as just like a personal temporary computer. But that's my current inventory for the most part. I've also got this Thermaltake Versa H18 case back here out in the basement. This is in my home gym, so I just kind of store it up here. And then finally here I have the Lee & V3000 Plus case, which this thing is massive. It's like 70 pounds with nothing in it. It's absolutely massive. Like, here's my hand for comparison. It fits like dual systems and everything, and I got this local as well. But yeah, I have no idea what to do with this. I've just had it sitting in here for months, and I really don't know what to do with it, but I also have that. I've also got 3 new parts, which I've added to my inventory today. This one is my favorite, the 011 Vision, which is pretty recent actually, I believe. And I got it in white for just $85 open box, which was really good deal. And I'm really happy with the way this thing looks. Like, this is gonna make a really good high-end build. And then additionally, locally, I got 2 of these AIO liquid coolers. So this one is a Dash Flow 240 from ID Cooling, and this is a Frozen Prism 360 from Thermalright, but it doesn't come with fans. I believe they both come with all the mounting hardware, but if not, I'll probably just have to make something work. But really good pickups, because I got these both for $25 each, so $50 for the 2 of them. And the only downside is this one didn't come with fans, but I have a lot of extra fans, so I can just add more. So I'm back with some good news. I actually sold one of the computers, so I haven't technically gotten the money yet, but some guy was really nice. He reached out to us yesterday. Right now it's 2 days after I recorded the last clips, but I could not record yesterday, so I had to record today. And he's going to be meeting my dad at 5:30, which is about an hour from now. So yeah, my dad took the computer with him to work today because the buyer was from the same area, so we just decided on that. But I also got a couple other messages which were quite interesting. One guy asked for trades, even though it says no trades in the description. And then another guy here said, didn't even ask if it was available or anything, he just messaged me to say this. He said, no 4070 Ti will ever equal the output of a 3090. The 3090 has 24 gigs. That's just insane to even say. And what I would say is you're just insane to even say that, because if you look at data from anyone, so like Gamers Nexus, they have a whole video on this, and Tech Power Up, relative performance, anything like that, it's the same performance as a 3090, so I don't know what this guy's talking about. And Nvidia actually advertised that it would be 3 times the performance of the 3090 Ti, so I don't know. Now, I understand the whole VRAM issue, like yeah, in a couple years, 12 gigs is not gonna be enough, and I know that. But I ran Call of Duty Warzone 3, I ran that 4K extreme preset, and it was only using 11 gigabytes. But I sold one, so that's nice, and hopefully the guy doesn't flake out, and I can get the money soon and make a little update on that. It's been another day, and I'm back, and I do in fact have a giant stack of cash now, so it sold for the desired price, which I'm very happy about. The buyer did try to talk my dad down a little bit, but they did settle on $1,500, and I got the money now, so I actually made really like $400 off this build, which is pretty crazy. But the reason for that is obviously because I got the insane deal on the 5800X, as well as the liquid cooler. I got a really good deal on that as well. So it wouldn't have been any kind of crazy profit if it had just been normal prices on those 2 parts. But with more repeatable deals, you could still get a really good system that performs about the same if you just use the 5600 instead of a 5800X, and you also bought a cheaper cooler, like I don't know, like a Thermalright or an ID Cooling liquid cooler, or even just a tower cooler would work fine as well for a 5600. But as I said, people who buy these high-end systems really like to see the liquid cooling. But yeah, I'm extremely pleased with how this flip went. And I would like to say that, again, this is only my 2nd video on the platform, so I'm not very good yet, right? And as I keep making videos, I'll refine the process, I'll get better at talking, and I'll be able to make them more engaging to you as the viewer. So if you're watching this and it was just recently published, I would appreciate it if you would stick around so you can watch me go through this process. Whether you're new to PC flipping or you've been doing it for a year, I'm sure there's lots of things I know that I can offer you which will be valuable, and I would really appreciate it if you would stick around for that. If you made it to the end, I'm honestly surprised because this is only my 2nd video on the platform, but I'm very thankful that you've done so, and I would appreciate it if you would do the usual YouTube things that everyone asks for, like and subscribe and all that. That's all I have. Thank you for watching.